in my opinion, he may be ignorant to our community. What up, it's Hugh Flynt, Playboy the Hustler, and welcome to Hugh Flynt's Philosophy. If you've been here before, you already know what it is. But if it's your first time, I'm gonna need y'all to bang that like button, bang that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so y'all can rock with me every time I drop a new video. Now, came across this post on the Roommates channel. They had Jordan Peterson on, who I typically agree with majority of the time. And he said some good things in this interview, but there was some stuff that I had to touch on. So I chopped it up a little bit, and I want to just dissect just a bit about what he's saying in regards to the modern dating landscape.
They feel as though the average woman has no desire for the average male, and that because of things like social media, online dating, things along those lines, as well as just some of the female empowerment, where a lot of women have this is what they say, an elevated sense of self, that now they feel like they're above a lot of these average males, which also contributes to a disparity between young adults being able to connect and form meaningful relationships.
Yeah, well, women are more picky in their mate choices than men, especially sexually. That's the case in every culture. It's not surprising, because women have more at stake sexually than men do, per episode, because men don't get pregnant, obviously. And so that female pickiness is that's the case. That's definitely true. Whether it's worse now or not, I doubt if it is. I would say to young men who are irritated at women is, if you're irritated at women, as a class of creature, there's something wrong with you, because they're right. You're wrong. They're right to not pick you. If they're not picking you, it's because they're right.
Now, I'm going to disagree with that. They're right, you're wrong. But I do agree with him saying, if you have a problem with women as a class, like if you believe all women, are however. So, I get that. As far as the pickiness, though, yes, that probably is why they are picky biologically, because yes, one mistake, you're off the market for a year, so you need to actually value who you're choosing. But that's probably why they're picky by nature. But let's be clear, they're picking whoever they want. I mean, based on that tingle. They're making their selection based on the tingle, not based on anything to do with having the baby, right? Because they're getting rid of the men after they have the baby. So, and is it worse? I don't know that it's worse, but I'm gonna say, in terms of their standards and their long list of requirements, not preferences, their long list of requirements, I think it's worse.
You cannot be angry at women. It's stupid. Women, it's like women being angry at men. It's a sign of psychological trouble, that.
So you feel as though Dr. Peterson is that, for the men who are complaining about the standards of women today and it being elevated, that it's not so much a focus of pointing the finger at them not choosing them, but more so looking in the mirror and asking themselves, what can they do to improve themselves to be so desirable, instead of focusing simply in on the inability of, what
be
you're
a
going
little
through today.
stronger. Be a little stronger, dress a little better, speak a little more clearly, aim a little higher, and practice that, and that'll work.
So that's obviously true. That has to go with the whole self-improvement thing. Leveling up, becoming the best version of yourself, chasing excellence. You know, we've heard it from many different guys in this space. The things you can get better at, you get better at it, and you increase your chances. That's obvious, right?
So what would you say, Dr. Peterson, to the young men who are pushing back on this idea, and the young men who say, like, you know, traditionally speaking, there was a sort of mating where if you were a guy, you're a middle class, you can get a middle class partner. You're a guy making $40,000 a year, you can get a certain level of partner. That in some communities, in some environments, you know, because of, you know, degrees or things like that, if you're a guy, you know, making $50,000 a year or $60,000 a year, and you're doing relatively well, that the women in your cohort who are similar partners to you may not desire you. Instead of wanting a partner making 60, want a partner making 80. So what would you say to those guys?
Mostly I'd say that was an excuse. But I wouldn't go farther than that, because, you know, I don't know how to answer those questions in some ways at a collective level, which is why I focus on the individual. If someone came to me and told me that, the first thing I would do is listen to them for like 10 sessions. Just to find out what they're thinking and to find out what the problem actually is, because they think they know what the problem is. You know, it's these picky women, and that could be the problem. You know, for them, it might be. Maybe there's a demographic issue or community issue that I don't understand. So I wouldn't assume that I knew what the problem was. But those sorts of things, in my experience, have to be solved at a high level of detail, like at high resolution.
I agree with everything he said, right? You definitely need to go in because it's situational. I definitely agree with the fact that there could be a demographic or community that he's not familiar with. Yes, absolutely agreeing with that, because in my opinion, he may be ignorant to our community, to what's going on in our marketplace. And so I think there's some elements he's missing when he's even given his opinion about this whole thing, the whole 10 sessions and things of that nature. I mean, people in our community, we don't have sessions. We don't have sessions. My therapy, my session was, I went to the booth and I rapped about how I came from a community, you know, that was full of, that was plagued. That was my sessions. You know what I'm saying? The booth, the microphone, and that's how I got it out. So everybody does different stuff. What he's talking about, his sessions, the people that are going to see him, different community. So I agree with him completely. You definitely need to go in and check the actual situation.
Definitely a serious problem. And I think what ends up happening is that, like you said, too many people create a one-size-fit-all problem to their to what they're going on. So they say, well, the reason I'm unsuccessful is because of A, but in reality, if you could talk to a wiser individual and sit down, you might realize that the problem isn't aka the women. Maybe the problem is that, you know, you're lacking confidence, you're lacking communication skills, you're picking the wrong kind of individuals, and there's a myriad of varieties of issues instead of just simply making it just a one-size-fit-all problem.
Right. Great point. He just pretty much summed it up. But it can also be a combination of all of these different things, right? The results you're getting. And I think that's where a lot of men are like, hold on, but I am leveling up. I am getting my money. I am getting my, you know what I mean? I got it together. Some men actually have it together and they're still like, okay, so what's missing now? Sometimes it's not stuff that you can actually change, but it's not until you actually become that best version of yourself that you're like, hold on, things still ain't working out. So it must be these decisions. But by the time you get to that point, you probably done, you know, found something else. So you probably done got better results and done scored with something. So I get what he's saying in terms of, in its totality. You know, I comprehend what he's saying. But yeah, the community thing, he don't really understand, you know, and he's just on a different level where he's at. So he's dissecting it differently than most people. I'm not always looking, I'm almost never exclusively looking at a situation through my lens. I'll look at something through my lens, but I'll also think, okay, how is this person seeing it? Oh, this person could be seeing it and perceiving it like this because this person is homeless. They don't even have nothing to eat, nowhere to go, pot to piss out of, you know. And this person, oh, they're probably looking at it a little different because they have people come in for 10 sessions. All right. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about that, John. Did y'all check out the full version? I'm going to leave a link in the bio. Y'all can check that out. Let me know what y'all thought. Let me know if I hit some good points. Let me know what y'all thought about what they was talking about. And before y'all slide out of here, I'm going to need y'all to bang that like button, bang that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so y'all can rock with me every time I drop a new video. You heard me?
To see it, he would be so proud of me. Giving hoes deep strokes, put them sound asleep. Then I turn them out, run it in. I'm about my G's. I've been pimping since a young age.